During the 1930s and 1940s, the San Gabriel Valley and the San Fernando Valley were filled with dairies and farms. After World War II, most of the dairies moved from the valleys and towards the southern California cities such as Artesia, Bellflower, and Cerritos, earning them the title of Dairy Valley. During this time, the cities of Artesia and Bellflower were strongly influenced by Portuguese and Dutch communities, and the relocation of the farms only brought them closer. From the 1940s till about the late 1990s, Artesia was considered a predominantly Portuguese town throughout California, due to its strong Portuguese traditions like religious parades and arena bullfights. However, within the past 2 decades, the Indian community has made Artesia its new home, bringing in Indian cultures into Pioneer Boulevard, earning the title Little India.
Saris are an Indian ethnic clothing in which delivers a sense of diversity for the Indians who migrate from their home country. The craftsmanship is manual labor intensive as traditional dresses are made from scratch. The attention to detail also provides a form of distinction and furthers the burden of manufacturing. Every state in India has created different forms of saris that shows the various ways the dress can be designed. A 2,000-year-old tradition carried on to today's time is one that consists of weaving Paithani saris using pure gold threads and yarns of silk. Traditional salwar kurta or the salwar kameez were created from the women wearing divided garments during the Mughal period. Men and women share some common wear, which is known as farran, a thick garment worn during cold times in the year to stay warm when out and about. A bandgala is worn by a man, which is the preferred outfit for weddings and formal occasions alike. Politicians and royals especially wear the bandgala. For weddings, men also wear dhatis or pijam with a sherwani. Sherwanis are also worn for festivals and celebrations alike.
The Sanata Dharma Temple, located down Pioneer Road in Norwalk, a mile away from Little India, is one of the most popular temples visited by Hindu Indians. It was established on March 2, 1997. Prior to that, in June 22, 1981, it was owned by a private corporation to serve as a social organization. In July 8, 1986, it changed into an only Hindu social organization. 2 years later, in December 1, 1988, the corporation moved themselves into a non-profit religious group. By March 2, 1997, they expanded their activities beyond their religious purpose to comply by the laws of the 1988 corporation. Besides its regular puja, they also organize yoga classes, meditation classes, and youth programs. Inside the temple, you can find Hindu deities such as Balaji, Rama, Lakshman, and Sita. The temple can hold approximately 150 to 200 personnel.
The area in the city of Artesia known as Little India is undoubtedly one of the smallest ethnic destinations in the greater Los Angeles area, yet there is no mistaking the neighborhood for anything else the moment you step foot inside it. This small strip of Pioneer Boulevard stands out beautifully with its many small businesses, which includes a plethora of Indian restaurants. In fact, outside of Little India, one might run into a bit of trouble finding authentic Indian cuisine in the surrounding Los Angeles metropolis. What identifies an urban destination such as this, however, is not official labeling. What the restaurants have come to symbolize stretches far beyond cuisine. The local business owners represent an ethnic entrepreneurship, which highlights the American dream the locals have managed to realize, and with it has shown us that neighborhoods in Los Angeles do not depend solely on its demographic composition. In 2003, California State Assemblyman Rudy Bermudez proposed legislation that would have marked an exit off the 91 freeway as Little India Next Exit. Many Portuguese residents and non-Indian business owners were in opposition, and ultimately it did not pass. But the spirit of Little India does not need official markings. The heart and soul of the community lies in the dreams and hopes of its inhabitants.
Ultimately, Little India is a cultural area located in the Los Angeles County city of Artesia. It is a place where anyone is welcomed and where people of Indian culture can come together to enjoy things that belong to their Indian heritage and feel at home. Tourists make sure to take a walk down Pioneer Boulevard to experience a taste of what the Indian culture is like in the middle of Los Angeles. The people of this community try and stick to their Indian roots with its food, clothing, religion, and environment. Overall, the Little India area is filled with historic and traditional Indian culture.